A potato? A ghost? A jar of glitter? What do they have in common? They all made someone a millionaire. Behind every strange fortune is a stranger story, and these are the weirdest of them all. Let's start with the potato. In 2015, a man named Alex Craig launched a website called Potato Parcel. The concept? You pay him to write a message on a potato and he mails it to someone as a surprise gift. That's it. No card, no flowers, no chocolates. Just a potato with Sharpie writing on it. At first, people thought it was a prank. Then the orders exploded. Within months, Alex was making $10,000 a month mailing potatoes. He even pitched the idea on Shark Tank and got an investment. The business eventually sold for six figures, all from the world's most boring vegetable. Turns out you don't need to reinvent the wheel to get rich. You just need a potato and questionable handwriting. If mailing potatoes sounds strange, wait until you hear about glitter bombs. In 2015, entrepreneur Matthew Carpenter launched a website called Ship Your Enemy's Glitter. The idea was simple. For $9.99, he would mail an envelope filled with loose glitter to anyone you chose. It wasn't dangerous, it wasn't illegal, but it was evil. Because if you've ever spilled glitter, you know it never leaves. The site went viral overnight. Orders flooded in from around the world. People sent glitter to bosses, exes, and neighbors they didn't like. Within 24 hours, the site had so many orders that Carpenter begged customers to stop buying. He literally couldn't keep up. And yet, even as he complained, the money was rolling in. The stunt made him tens of thousands of dollars almost instantly. Eventually, he sold the business to someone else. For a small fortune. It turns out revenge is a great business model, and especially when it sparkles. In the mid-2000s, a man named Andrew Fisher realized his forehead was valuable real estate. So he rented it out, literally. Andrew launched a service where companies could pay him to temporarily tattoo their logo or a message on his forehead and walk around as a living billboard. The ads lasted about a month each. Then he'd wipe the slate clean and auction the space again. It sounds like a prank, but businesses lined up. In 2005, the online job site SnoreStop paid him $37,375 for just 30 days of prime forehead placement. Andrew became a media sensation with TV appearances and global press coverage. He even joked that his face was a cash cow. Most people use their brains to make money. Andrew just used the skin covering his. On eBay, people sell antiques, collectibles, and junk from their garages. But one seller found a niche that was both creepy and wildly profitable: haunted dolls. In the early 2000s, a handful of sellers began marketing ordinary porcelain dolls as haunted. Each came with a spooky backstory, claims of ghosts, curses, or mysterious activity. Buyers ate it up. Some dolls sold for a few $100s, others for thousands. One particularly famous listing, a doll named Harold, became a viral sensation after the seller claimed it caused strange noises and shadows in their house. The craze grew so much that haunted dolls became a recognized subculture online, complete with collectors who would proudly showcase their paranormal investments. And while skeptics laughed, the sellers laughed harder, all the way to the bank. Because what's creepier than a haunted doll? The fact that someone paid their mortgage with one. In the world of online gaming, people buy upgrades, weapons, and character skins. But in the early 2000s, one gamer realized he could sell something bigger: entire pieces of virtual land. Meet Anshi Chung. Her real name is Aylin Graff, a former schoolteacher who became the first virtual real estate millionaire in the game Second Life. Players in Second Life could buy digital plots of land, build houses, and open businesses inside the game. Anshi saw opportunity. She started buying virtual land cheap, improving it, and flipping it for profit, just like real-world real estate. It worked. Within 2 years, her digital property empire was valued at over $1 million in real-world currency. She even hired employees in multiple countries to manage her virtual holdings. Critics laughed at the idea of fake property, but buyers didn't care. They wanted status, locations near popular in-game hubs, and flashy virtual mansions. And she proved you don't need bricks and mortar to become a real estate mogul. Sometimes pixels pay better. In the late 1970s, two artists in Italy decided to turn trash into treasure. Literally. They packaged 90 sealed cans labeled Artist's Shot and claimed each contained exactly 30 grams of the artist's own excrement. The creators, Piero Manzoni and his collaborators, priced each can based on the market value of gold. At the time, they sold for around $30 to $40 each. But here's the twist. Collectors bought them, museums bought them, and decades later, those same cans have been auctioned for over $150,000 apiece. No one knows if the cans actually contain what they say they do, because opening one would destroy the artwork. Which, of course, makes them even more valuable. It's a perfect scam, or a perfect satire, depending on how you look at it. Either way, it proves the point. If you package nonsense as art, someone will pay for it. Or, in this case, pay six figures for something you really don't want to open. In 2010, a man named James Irwin, a writer from Iowa, started posting on Reddit. He wrote a silly story in the comments section about modern U.S. Marines traveling back in time to fight the Roman Empire. It wasn't a book, it wasn't a screenplay, it was just free writing on the internet. But the story blew up. Within days, it went viral, got turned into a series of posts, and eventually caught the eye of Hollywood producers. By the end of the year, Irwin had signed a major movie deal for his time travel story, earning six figures off something that didn't even exist as a finished product. The movie never got made, but the deal was real, and Irwin proved something bizarre. Sometimes you don't even need a product. You just need a good enough idea at the right time, and the internet will pay you for it. In 2012, a Canadian man named David Laferrière became famous and eventually profitable for something most parents do for free. He drew cartoons on his kids' lunch bags. Every day, David would doodle a funny sketch or scene on his children's sandwich bags before packing their lunches. At first, it was just a personal ritual, but when he began posting photos of the doodles online, the internet took notice. Soon, his hobby went viral. Brands reached out, sponsors came knocking, and what started as simple Sharpie doodles turned into a money-making side hustle. David's art was featured in exhibitions, published in books, and even licensed for merchandise. All from napkin-level artwork that most parents toss in the trash. It's proof that sometimes you don't need a business plan. You just need a pen, a sandwich bag, and the internet's strange sense of humor. From potatoes to glitter, haunted dolls to canned art, the world keeps rewarding the weird. And maybe that's the real lesson. The stranger the idea, the bigger the fortune.